Hi guys, this is Stephen Howard and my dog Yucca. You want to say hi, Yucca? She's looking at me. Anyway, there's Yucca. Her name is Muñeca, which is doll in Spanish. I got her for free in North Las Vegas, and I was in a really bad time. It was after my divorce and after a motocross wreck and a car accident and armed robbery and being shot at. I've been through a lot. Um, I wanted to kind of refocus today. Um, you know, is your cup half empty or is it half full? Do you appreciate the time you have and what you do and who you're around? Or do you look at what you don't have and what you should be doing or what you could be doing if you had the right person around? So it's very interesting to me. I think it has a lot to do. I had an ex-wife that was bipolar, and her cup. She would wake up in the morning, and I could just tell right off the bat her cup was either half empty or overflowing, full. So I've been trying to kind of find a happy medium. I've been really down in my dumps. I've had a lot of loss, lost a love of my life, and keep hoping for a return. Um, but I have to look at my cup and what it looks like. What am I offering? What do I have to offer? And when I start to look at what I have to offer, um, everything kind of changes. My cup's overflowing or half full, and I believe I have a lot to offer, not only a love interest but the world. Um, you know, um, Sometimes you don't get to see that the World Series is being won until the last inning. That your goals and dreams don't look like they're being you don't feel like they're being accomplished, or you feel like you're on a treadmill every day. But what you don't realize is as you go along, if you keep in the light work, that you're constantly touching people and they're going off and, whether good or bad, talking about you. And then your reputation, good or bad, grows. And my dad always said, whether they're talking good or bad about you, they're still talking about you. So there's something to be said in that. I try to do the right thing by people. I've had some instances where I felt like people were over giving to me, or like, oh, this is the blessing, that here it comes, and then you realize afterwards that they might have felt like you were taking advantage of their love or their situation, and that was never your true intention. I think coming from a place of lack, never having more than $100 in your wallet and trying to figure out how to put your life back together after divorce. Your credit went from, a 725, you could buy any car you wanted, rent any house you wanted, and your credit went down in the fives or 400s. So, um, there's been times in my life where I felt like I was the CEO of a Fortune 500 company, where I had a brand new Jeep out front. I had my baby girl downstairs. Everybody was well taken care of, well fed. There was never empty anything. Now I live in a 18-foot travel trailer with my dog, and I do a lot of fasting, a lot of meditation. So I've become a minimalist, um, and I don't think you need that much to sustain your life or make your life a quality thing. I used to live vicariously through my equipment. I thought that if I had a rad kayak on top of my car, that people would automatically think you're cool and awesome, and they'd want to talk to you or be more open to you because you had a kayak on top of your car. Um, I was a world champion kayaker. I was number 2 in the world. I love kayaking, but it is not who I am. I love motocross. I'd like to be one of the fastest desert racers in the world. I've had some really bad, I had a really bad crash, and I would love to ride again, but I don't think I'll ever ride like a bat out of hell again. Um, it's kind of like finding the happy medium in life, what really makes you happy. Um, and that goes for love and everything else, like what really makes you happy. And the best times that you remember, if you can keep those close to you without making them depress you or whatever, because you don't have them anymore. So I don't know if I'm rambling or channeling at this point, but Sage was going. Yucca is my spirit guide. If she's not happy, warm, and healthy, then obviously I'm not in the right spot. I made her a promise when I moved to Montana that I would always keep her warm and happy and healthy next to me. As long as she was next to me, everything would be fine. So um, I'm kind of opening myself up to a lot of things: business, love, happiness, and it's all coming from within. Um, there's some things I can do something about, and there's some things sometimes I can't do anything about. It's just the universe is in charge, and you can't do anything about it. So I will just continue to do the path, meditate. Before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. So whether you're being successful or you feel like you're on top of the world or you feel like you're down on your dumps, you got to continue being persistent and continue being strong. Stay with the flow of everything, and continue to try and impact the people in your life as positively as possible. Um, if we're constantly focused on the negatives, we don't get a chance to see what could possibly be, what could possibly happen. So I'm going to continue to do that and stay positive. You guys as well. I'm just kind of putting it out there today that, you know, um, being proactive about your situation, about what you're doing, is the best thing you can do, and always reaching out and always being open to the possibility that something will come back together or something will develop, and being open to whatever comes your way. One of my favorite movies of all time was Castaway with Tom Hanks. And of course, he got everybody crying over a volleyball, which was awesome. Wilson. But in the end of that movie, he's talking to his friend over a drink after he lost the love of his life. And he said, I couldn't even kill myself right. Of course I had to test it out. So I, you know, brought a log up there and threw it off, and the limb broke. So I couldn't even kill myself right. Um, and then he said, I realized right then that I had to keep living. I had to keep trying because you never know what the tide will bring. See, the next day, the tide brought him a sail and he was able to get off the island. So, um, if you can just hang on one more day, if you can just chop wood and carry water, if you can just be the best that you can be, shine your light on other people, hang in there, because something amazing is coming. Have a good day, guys.